For it has been reported to me by Chloe's people that there is quarreling among you, my brother. Reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 11. Welcome to On My Lunch Break with God, the podcast for those that enjoy spending their lunch break thinking about the goodness of God. I believe, like any good leader of a large organization, the Apostle Paul, without question, had to be skilled at conflict resolution. Paul had an obligation, like any good shepherd, to care for the well-being of his flock. Therefore, to keep the Corinthian church spiritually healthy and unified, Paul had to engage in problem-solving. He could be compared to a Supreme Court justice, skilled at making rulings that arbitrate the laws of that nation between opposing parties. See, Paul had to act as a Supreme Court judge due to the fact that the Corinthians had split into competing factions that had become divisive due to their pride. Mainly for this reason, pride was at the heart of the matter that caused the Corinthians to sue one another in court. Also, their pride led to infighting over seeking validation over certain spiritual gifts that did not strengthen the general assembly, but were sought after because of their personal, individual grandiosity. See 1 Corinthians chapter 12 through chapter 14. Paul's heart yearned to help the Corinthians, no different than parents that yearn to help their children. His letter to the Corinthians is more practical than theological, and is different from some of his other church letters in tone. Paul addressed to the Corinthians how to handle everyday matters, like to eat or to not eat certain foods, matters pertaining to marriage, sexual immorality, and how to behave during the Lord's Supper. In regards to application, Paul's letter to the Corinthian church is relevant for today's church. As far as it relates to how modern American churches are divided in the realm of race, politics, and social economic demographics. Yet, it does not stop there. Even at the granular level, among the congregations of the same race and social economic level, there are petty matters such as music, song selection, dress codes, and where to locate the coffee shop within the church building that can and will divide a local congregation. The heart of the matter is that Paul wanted to communicate to believers the principle to avoid being divisive, that God's people should be united, as is the body of Christ, one entity that works and exists in harmony, and therefore this is a timeless principle to be adhered to in the church, in every community, and of every age. And so, many church leaders need to have a plan of action to prevent division, and how to rightfully produce sound policy for things like women leaders, pastors, and teachers. Should we or shouldn't we permit, and the certain execution of spiritual gifts? And when or how should we exercise spiritual gifts in worship? Even although it sounds petty, where to place the coffee shop in the church building. To conclude, God begins with his Christian community and their leaders. And so, if unity is preached from the pulpit, and then that good order that unity brings, then will transcend to the pews, and that in consequence will resonate among all believers. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please share it with a loved one. God bless you, and may God keep you.